Greg Powers with Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and this week we're joined by Jake Strong, Justin Northwest quarterback. Man, thanks for hopping on with us this week.
I appreciate you having me.
Man, big news in your life. You made a commitment to Texas Tech recently, and we'll dive into that. But I got to, talk a little bit about you and of course, Justin Northwest, the football team, man. You had a big year on the field this season. You picked up district MVP. Really, I guess it was your breakout season, but watching your tape, I think one of the things that jumps out to me is you're kind of a dual threat guy. Is that you almost rushed for 1,000 yards? So kind of break down your game for us out there.
A lot of people try and tag me as a dual threat. I view myself as a pro style guy. I'm a pure passer, I like to say. My offense, they need to be run, and so I run. But I'm looking to pass first, and so that's why I still consider myself a pro style. In today's game, you kind of have to be able to move, and so I'm still athletic. Long story short, I run. It's in our offense. That's our scheme, and so I do what the team needs me to do to win, and so we're successful with it.
Kind of talk about the team out there. You guys had a 7-4 season this year, but I know that next year is going to have a lot of goals out there for you. You're going to be, a senior leader. You're going to have a lot of guys looking up to you, not only on your football team, but within the community. Just kind of break down some of the expectations that you feel like are surrounding the Texans as you head into the 2022 year.
Yes, sir. Not many people know, but we had some school history. Winning a district title at the 5A Division I level. So that was really big. We got a little taste of success, but we went out the first round this past year, and so that left a little bitter taste in our mouths. Where we graduated a lot of guys, but we had a lot of guys still playing, and so we're coming back this coming year. We expect to win, nothing less to win district again. The realignment is coming this year, so we'll see what that entails. But the expectation is to go win district and then go make a really big deep run in the playoffs this year. So,
and for those of the fans that are watching this that don't know, y'all went 6-1 in district, and it was a very competitive district this year. And you mentioned realignment. That is always a huge wild card when you're talking Texas high school football, especially. Every 2 years we get new districts, and it's luck of the draw for some teams. But I think that y'all have the type of talent on your roster to compete in any district. Look, man, you've got offers. You made your commitment, but are there some of your teammates that you might give a shout out to who we should be keeping an eye on? Who are some of the top guys surrounding you out there on the field?
Yes, sir. I'm going to kind of break it down offense and the defense. On the offense side of the ball, there's some really good dudes out there. Logan Jeskovic, he's a returning receiver for me. Keenan Reel, he's the other side. He's another returning receiver for me. Kyle Cummings, he's the running back. He's also returning. And on the offensive line, we have Aiden Hughes coming back. He didn't start. He was playing behind the senior, but he got a lot of experience throughout the season. And then defensively, we got a young cat named Chad Phillips. He's in the 24 class. We have some linebackers, Tyron McGee. He's returning this year as well. And then as far as, that's kind of who comes to mind right at the moment. But our team is so loaded with guys who are going to go to work every day. I can't talk enough about how I can't find the words that describe the kind of work ethic that our team has. We're not the most talented, but we're going to come out swinging, and we're going to be physical.
I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Coach Poe, one of my favorite guys to talk to and be around in the Texas high school football coaching community. You mentioned hardworking. Just kind of break down what it's like playing underneath of Coach Poe there, and what type of coach is he?
Yeah, I've known Coach Poe since I was in elementary school. He and I have a great relationship, love him to death. He's not the kind of guy who's gonna. No, let me be careful what I say. I'm not saying he doesn't have a fire underneath him, because he definitely does. But he's not the kind of guy who's gonna get in, yell in your face, and do all that extra stuff. He's gonna coach you through things, teach you why. Granted, he's got some passion behind him. Don't let him fool you. But no, he's a great guy. He's a great coach to play for, and I like to think I'm lucky to be around him.
A coach is coach.
Right.
Speaking of that, man, you made your commitment to Texas Tech, and a coach that I've always admired. When I first started covering recruiting, back in the day, Joey McGuire was the head coach at Cedar Hill, won a couple state championships up there, went on to Baylor, and kind of established himself as one of the premier coaches in the state before taking the head coaching job at Texas Tech, where you recently made your commitment. I'm sure that played a factor in your decision-making process. What did you like about Coach McGuire and Texas Tech while you was in Lubbock?
I've known Coach McGuire since I was in fifth grade. Back when Matt Rule and him were at Baylor, and I've kind of carried that relationship on through that time. So he and I go way back, and we were just talking the other day about how much I've grown and how much maturing physically I've gone through. So it's kind of funny to look back at that and have that little reminiscing moment. But I love Coach McGuire. I love what his philosophy is. I love what he's about. He's real, he's genuine, and he's got a real passion for the kids. He's going to do all the right things for the kids beyond football. So that's kind of one of the big things that I really like about Coach McGuire.
Kind of talk about Texas Tech in general. You're not just going to go probably for one coach or one certain thing. There had to be some other things out there in Lubbock that kind of drew you in and made you want to, wear the red and black.
Yes, sir. Lubbock, it's out there in West Texas, as you know. It's a great place to be around. I'm from a small town, little country vibe, and Lubbock has that for sure. But I mean, you can't let that fool you. It's definitely a city once you go downtown. West Texas is very flat out there, so everything's well spread out. So you got it's little different sectors of the city. So that's pretty cool. You got a little bit of everything, and I enjoy the little nuances of that, so to speak. But no, Lubbock's a great place. I love it. I've been around it for a while, being a Texas kid, and so I really love that place.
One thing that my kids went to high school in Frisco, and they played on Frisco football teams. And one of the things here is, I think, sometimes disadvantageous is that kids are sometimes split between high schools. So I had one son that went to Frisco Centennial. I had one son that went to Frisco Lebanon Trail. There in Justin Northwest, it seems like a very much more tight-knit football community. So walk us through what it's like being on the sidelines of a football game there. I've been to cover a lot of games there, and it just seems like each and every year the fan base gets more passionate about the program, and it's really starting to turn into something special out there. Is that how you kind of feel being on the sidelines there?
Totally. Our fan base is huge. Our community is really involved, and that's kudos to not only our athletic programs, but all of our other programs that surround the district overall. It's a very welcoming, it's a very friendly environment, and everybody goes to it. Everybody that I've talked to, when they go to a game, it's a great time. I really enjoyed watching it. Not even just me, but just in general, the environment is crazy. We have a really good facility, and so that place gets really live and really active, and it's awesome to play in.
Big time P5 quarterback under center at Justin Northwest next year is Jake Strong. A lot of media that's going to be listening to this interview and covers recruiting is probably going to come out and watch you play. When we load up the truck or whatever to come out there and catch a game, what food should we check out and hit up before we get out there to the field?
Man, for those of you that kind of like barbecue, there's a really good place that's well known in DFW. It's called 407 Barbecue. It's maybe 15 minutes from the school. If you want to go for something more authentic Mexican, if you go up 35 towards Denton, that area, there's a little hole in the walls I like to call it, called Mi Ranchito. It's a really good authentic Mexican place. And then right around the school, it's a lot of fast food options as well. All your big chains, Texas Roadhouse, Rosa's, Whataburger, Cane's, Chipotle. You got everything you could ever want. So
I'm familiar with 407 Barbecue. I've tried everything there, but Mi Ranchito is one that I don't know about. What's the go-to meal when I step in there?
I always get their enchiladas. I'm a big enchilada guy, and so that's my go-to meal. The carne asada is really good as well. You have to get their queso; it's the bomb. And then what's also really good that it kind of gets washed under the rug a little bit is they have like a little bean soup that they give you. It's kind of like it comes out with the chips and salsa. That's really good as well, and so that kind of might get a little underrated, but it's really super good.
I'm about the freebies.
Oh yeah,
no doubt. Jake, man, thanks for jumping on with us, man. Good luck with your upcoming season, and of course, good luck at your college career at Texas Tech, man. Congratulations on the commitment.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip here on YouTube. If you like this kind of stuff and you want more of it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, you can watch us live every weekday at noon at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, or here on YouTube. And if you want more of the best coverage of football in the state of Texas, check out TexasFootball.com and become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Insider at TexasFootball.com/subscribe.